All right, friends, for this video, you're going to need your construction paper, scissors, and a pencil. So get that now. All right, what you're going to do for this part of our activity is you're going to take your paper, so you have it long ways. You're going to fold your corner over to the side so that your sides match up, and you're going to fold it down so that now you have a triangle, and then you have a little rectangle on top. So corner across to the other side so that now these line up. Triangle on the top, rectangle on the bottom. Pause and do that. Once you've done that, you're now going to cut this rectangle part off. So now all you're left with is your triangle. Looks like a weird hat. Okay. You can take this rectangle piece. You can just put it on the side of your desk because in a little while you're going to throw it away. I'll throw mine away now. Then you can put your scissors away. Now what you're going to do is take your triangle. You're going to fold it in half. So now you have a smaller triangle. So you have the small triangle, open it up. You have the large triangle, open it up. You now have a big, large square with an X in the middle. Now that X in the middle, we're going to put just a little dot in the center. Now remember, pause at any time so you can catch up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one of my corners from my square and I'm going to fold it into the middle to that dot so that once I've done that, I'm going to wait for that to fix. There we go. I now have 4 flaps. And we've done this before when we made our addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So you should have 4 flaps, like it's talking to you. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. Pause. Make sure you have that done. Then we're going to do something with it. All right. The first thing I want you to do is flip it over and write your name on the back. Don't write the word name. Write your name. All right. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add a title and a little picture to each flap representing the water cycle. We've been talking about the water cycle in class, and we made our own water cycle demonstration that we're making observations about. Now, what were some of the parts of the water cycle that we talked about? Tell me some more. Tell me some more. Call them out. Call them out. Okay. We talked about evaporation. That's where the water is heated by the main source, which is the sun. It turns water into water vapor, which is a gas. Then that heat and cool meet together in the atmosphere, up in the air, way up in the sky. And then it starts to condense, which is condensation. And that forms what? Clouds. It forms the clouds. Then the clouds get really puffy and really full, and they start getting heavy. And then what happens? Precipitation happens. And when precipitation happens, it's water coming from the sky. Now, does it have to be a liquid? We talked about this the other day. No, it can be rain, sleet, snow, or hail. And then once that happens, it comes down to the ground and it becomes what we call runoff or groundwater. But we're going to talk about that a little more. What we're going to do now is we're going to label our flaps with our vocabulary words and a little picture. So I'm going to pause and do mine, then you'll copy it down. Whew, look how fast I was. I'm just playing. Okay, so at the top, or let's start over here on the left, sorry. we had our water down here on the ground, our groundwater or runoff, and we're going to talk more about that, I promise. But the ones that we already know is evaporation. The sun is heating up the water and it's turning to water vapor, which is a gas. Then the heat and cool meet together and cause condensation, which forms my clouds, my water droplets. Then they get full, the clouds get full, and out comes precipitation, which I said could be rain, sleet, snow, or hail. Once it comes out of the clouds, it goes to the ground and becomes groundwater or runoff. But remember, we're going to talk more about that. You are going to do your chart in pencil first, then you can go over it. But you can only go over it with matte pencil or crayon because we're going to be doing something under each flap. And I don't want it going through so I can't read your writing. So for right now, all you're going to do is make this. And then we're just going to get our science notebook. Okay, so I got my science notebook and I have my little flip chart here. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my flip chart and you can either fold it in half this way or you can fold it in half this way. It doesn't matter. But on page 65 is where we have our water cycle passport. I'm just going to turn the page and I'm just going to stick it in the crease here. Because once we do our water cycle passport, we're going to learn some more about the water cycle to be able to fill this out. So just stick it in the notebook, close the notebook, wham, bam, done, ma'am. All right, make sure that's all done. Then we'll get ready for the water cycle game that we're going to play with our water cycle passport.